Hi, I'm King Dean,
And I'm Jimmy K,
aka Sierra Leone Nation.
aka Madingo Warrior, coming to you live. This is Dean Kamara.
So basically, with this YouTube channel, we talk about relationship in general. I think
Today the topic is relationship. Like relationship in America per se. How do young guys survive? How do you meet up with? How to meet up? How to talk to these women? How you know what I mean? Because it comes with different characteristics. Basically, like you have to work on your personality, right? Like your whole attitude.
yeah,
Depending on who you are, where you grew up, that can impact how you talk to women. That can impact the kind of girls you get. Like you got people who have been like you got a lot of foreigners who are westernized. And then you got a lot of foreigners who grew up in the hood, and then you got a lot of foreigners who are just suburban. So it's like you get all the different aspects of those, and it's like depending on who you are and how you grew up, that's how you are going to approach, and that's going to tell on the women you get. But that's not necessarily the case too, because you can learn all the other aspects and try to be better, right?
correct.
In that sense. So what do you think?
I mean, I got like some point of views. I got 5 ways of how to have a healthy relationship. It's like the key to a relationship with a woman in general. It don't have to be in America. It don't have to be all over the world. To have a successful relationship with your partner, trust. You trust the person.
Trust, yeah, trust is
Honesty. Trust and honesty is the same, because if you trust somebody and you're honest with this, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But you trust and you open with a person. You open with your partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if things is not working out between you and your partner, then you guys need to go your separate ways. Why sit there and waste 6, 7, 8 years with that person knowing that you don't have no love for that
Not
person?
for that person.
Like, you feel me? That's you jeopardizing your life and the person's life. You feel me? And like, as a young man, I really understand where females are coming from, because I was raised by female. My mom raised me, my grandma raised me, my aunts raised me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what females, how they feel when you do any things you do to them. They feel it inside. You feel me? Like, and it's like mind blowing for me to see like these young guys them out here hurting females, cheating on them with different partners.
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what I mean?
Like just killing the whole dynamic of
Yes.
what like relationships should be.
Yes.
Looking back at like our grandparents, right? Or even necessarily down to our parents. If you have older parents who are like in their 50s now and above, like how they handle. I mean, that's really the difference between that generation and ours. Because in a sense, like back in the day, relationship was all about loyalty. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now we have so much freedom. Like women have so much freedom, men have so much freedom. Like you can't like our grandmas. They went through so many things, because we coming from a time where it's like the men could marry like 10, 20 wives. Like 30 wives. It doesn't even matter. Like a woman at that time was just a piece to the puzzle. You come, just make babies and make the empire greater.
Correct.
So now where it's like women are educated, they have way bigger opportunities than you know what I mean. Like
Correct.
Kamala Harris is the vice president. So in that sense, that like us men got to really buckle up and try to understand, because like talking to women, like they're also scared because they believe that all men are dogs, and this modern world is giving men the idea that, oh shit, excuse my language, but women are dogs too in that sense, because they can flip back. So in that sense, like it's a whole bunch of complication, and like marriage is not what it used to be. It's really not about loyalty anymore. Nowadays you have to really meet that person who you can, you know what I mean? Because right now marriage is either business or about love. Like, and love really is not cutting the check right now. Like, because love is cool. Like you can genuinely love somebody, but you need somebody who's gonna help elevate you in life, because you're not gonna be the only one. Back in the day, yes, our grandparents, like our grandpas, they had many wives because they was the breadwinners in the house. There was wealthy people. But now it's like you just men and women are equal in that that sense. You know what I mean, right? So, like, we just got to figure out a way how to build that trust, and it's really up to us though, because you know what I mean. Like, we can't, like you said, trust, honesty, and what was the other one? Honesty and trust.
You gotta open to
you gotta open, and that's what it is. Like, if you have an open relationship in that sense, I'm not saying going around fucking, but just talking about, you know, because we're humans, you know, like, people have feelings, bro. So, like, just understanding human nature, you know, like, you're gonna go to work, like, even, I don't care, you know, like, there's gonna be another guy at the job, if you have a wife or whatever, who got way more game than you know. So of course he's gonna be hitting on you, and your woman is gonna like that attention, you know. I'm not saying sometimes, even though, but those are all the things. Like, we gotta understand that, okay, a man is not gonna be perfect, a woman is not gonna be perfect, right? But if I'm meeting somebody, I know I have my goals, and I want to know their goals, so we can build a better life. Because it takes two to build. It takes more than one to build an empire, you know. Like, an empire is not built by one person. So it's kind of like sad to see a lot of youngins that are coming, like, especially young women, like, they want, you know what I mean, like, they want somebody who's already established. But I mean, are you just gonna come and eat that establishment, or are you gonna help build that establishment in that sense?
Yeah, like you were saying, back in the days, they always used to say Rome wasn't built in one day. You feel me? Like, in order for you to have a healthy relationship with your partner and loyalty, you want your partner to respect you for who you are, for your culture. Like for us young men, we are lacking the respect for females. Like, we treat females, like, especially for we foreigners, we come to America and, like, we just diverse to American culture, and that's bad. That's bad right there. You just hit the point where it says the key to be successful and to have a healthy relationship. If you have a healthy relationship, you're gonna be successful in this world, regardless of who you are, where you from. And you speaking about Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Statistics shows that there are more females in the earth there is male, and the population for males are dying off little by little. You feel me? Increase in female. There's more females in this world than there is male. That's proven. You can look it up. Scientists prove that. The reason why is because speaking from genetic wise, 9 out of 10 when you have a child, when you get a girl pregnant, 9 out of 10 the child is either a girl. That's 50%. You got 50% chance the baby's gonna be a girl. There's 99.5% when you have a child, the child is always gonna come out a girl. If you lucky, you got few that are lucky who have boys. But your first child, 99.5% is a girl. The world is changing gradually. Everything is changing around you. Before back in the days, rent used to be like what, $27 a month. But now you paying $1,000, $2,000 on a rent.
Yo.
You feel me? So, like, man,
and it's not something spectacular, bro.
No.
Like, it's basic.
Yeah.
Basic things.
And that's what we are lacking for. Men are lacking basic necessity. We don't have, as a male, we don't have basic necessity. Like, we are not, like, back in the days when I was growing up in Africa, they didn't teach us the basic. All they taught us is how to be like a dog. You feel me? Like,
because everybody, that's what they were doing, you know?
Exactly.
Jumping. So that was really so our parents were like for this new generation, like, they came from a time where it's like, they had like different parents, you know what I mean? Like,
correct.
One dad, like, different stepmoms.
Correct.
And then they seen that, but the world has changed. One man is not gonna marry like 5-6 women.
Correct.
So they just fucking say, all right, we gonna do what our ancestors was doing, but in a different light, you know? And that's really was the beginning of all of this modern relationship right now, which is like, what is going on? We're all like scrambling, like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are not gonna get married in our generation, you know?
Yeah.
Because of no trust, no honesty, and of course, no loyalty.
Correct. And like another thing again, he's speaking about polygamy. Polygamy didn't really start. If you think about it, polygamy didn't start in America. That stuff started in Africa,
yeah.
And then that stuff before. Well, it didn't start in there. It started back in the days. Because people are talking about polygamy. If you go back in the days like the Greek, like the Roman Empire, you go way back BC.
You
know,
AD, wives
after,
and concubines. Yeah.
You got kings and queens that have multiple wives. So like people fail to realize that it's not only African people that did that. No, it's not only African people that did that. No. You got kings and queens that were white and that was doing that.
Yeah, of course.
You got till this
they
day
many wives to build their family.
Exactly.
Bloodline came
exactly.
And that's what I feel like. That's why it's so like cheating wise. It's so popular in our culture. You know what I mean? Especially because we are Africans, right? Like we're black, and that's always been our culture. Like we're from chiefs. We're chiefs. We're not kings.
Yes.
Like an African is not a king. A king is not a concept of an African. Africans, we're natives, so we had chiefs. But the chiefs would have many wives, and many children. So in that sense, like they still have that nature. It's in their, like you said, genetics. Like it's still playing out to this day in just different aspect and a different perspective.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's really gonna be up to us, bro. Like to make a change. If we want what's better, we just gotta, get out of this fantasy world and understand what life really is, and we will all be happy because. Dude, we need family. You know what I mean? Like the model of a family is dying off. Everybody's just lonely. Like why does people? You know what I mean? There's so many men out there, so many beautiful women out there, but everybody's just always on face. You know what I mean? Going through. So it's like on Twitter talking that smack. You know what I mean? All these little things, but it's putting men and women to be divisive. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like I'm from a family of like. Independent women, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like women when they have power is sweet, bro, because they give that motherly love. You know what I mean? Like even though us men we ruin the world, like the world is ruined today because of men. We cannot lie. But at the end of the day, every strong man has a strong woman next to him. You know what I mean? It takes for a man to be great, he needs a great wife.
And in order for you to be a great man in this world. You gotta crash to rebuild yourself.
Yeah, you gotta
figure out who you are as a person.
Exactly. You gotta fail. You gotta go through so many barriers.
So being a man is not easy. That's a facts proven. Like
everybody is a man.
Yeah. Not everybody's a man.
Yeah. Not every man is a man. Yeah. Some men are boys still. Like they will be 30 and they're still boys because they never lived the rough life. Like they haven't experienced things to talk about. So a lot of people are now running to these boys not realizing, you know what I mean? Like the difference between a man and a boy. Because age is just a number. Like you can meet like somebody who's like 23 years old and somebody who's like, and their life experiences is so much different than you, or even somebody who's 19, 20 because of their life experiences, right? And you could be like 30 and you guys could be totally opposite. You know what I mean? Like, because how they grew up, their life experiences push them to be way beyond their ages, like, so these are all the things, like,
this is all factual evidence, bro.
Yeah.
It is. Well, thank you guys for subscribing. Again, my name is King Dean.
And I'm Madingo Warrior, aka Jimmy K. You know how we do, straight from Freetown, Sierra Leone. We know they play with culture, man. They Bobo, aka Madingo Bobo.
What sabi me name now Umaruddin, but aka Salon Bobo,
When I subscribe,
everybody
bro, subscribe to that channel,
subscribe.
We're young OGs. Nobody got the sauce that we're giving out right now. I'm telling you, especially from African brothers. We came out here when we was young, bro.
Subscribe.
So like we seeing it from two perspectives, from an African perspective, from an inside perspective.
Subscribe. Just
so
go and subscribe.
Everybody subscribe, man. It's more
comments, subscribe, because then they help you now. Now Salon, we not Salon people anymore. But they just tell now what team they come on. Nah, America. Wait till now they can't expect one that kind of America. Now go and subscribe, watch the channel.
It's not land of honey and cookies, but yeah, for suffer
no sweet.
No sweet. Now honey and cookie, but the
Not
cookie, the
sweet.
cookie bitter. Bitter,
The honey not spicy honey, not too
that
sweet
honey
honey.
you put on your mouth, it's not sweet, so
Okay, just go ahead and
lot
subscribe.
of honey, milk, and cookies. Subscribe to our channel.
Thank you guys.
Dane Kamara, we out.